Good morning once again, my lovely students. You are welcome to today's lesson as we started with logarithm. We talk about the laws of logarithm. For today's lesson, we'll talk about equations involving logarithm or equations involving log. As we learned about equation involving this is almost the same, right? Okay, so in equation involving logarithm, the equation can be in the form of linear, it can be in the form of quadratic, or it can be in the form of simultaneous equation, right? So let's jump straight to the point and let's move forward, right? So we are still on our topic logarithm. So this one will talk about equation involving logarithm. Okay, equation involving logarithm. So let's kick start. So let's take an example, then you solve, right? You know how our math is. We'll just take an example of equation involving logarithm and solve. Please, and then what's this? Well, these are the questions that they usually bring, right? Equation involving logarithm, that's all. So they will focus much on this part. Okay. So let's take our first example. Okay, so this is our example. 3 log x plus log 3 is equal to 81. Bear in mind that whenever we write log without the base, it is in base 10. So whenever you see any log without any base, it is in base what? Base 10. So take note. So I won't worry myself. Since it's base 10, I won't worry myself write base 10, base 10. You have to know that then when there is no base, it means we are working in what? Base 10. Right? So they say we should simplify this or we should solve this, right? So from the laws of log, okay, so solution. So from the laws of a logarithm, when anytime you are having a log and there is number in front of the log, that number will go and be an exponent to the number in front of the log, or number of whatever is in front of the log. Whatever is in front of it will be an exponent to whatever is at the right hand side, right? So this is the first thing we'll do. So I'll have so this is the first thing. So I have log x cubed plus log 3 equal to log what? 81. So this is the first thing that you do. Anytime you are solving a log and there's a number or variable in front of the log, you move it to the right hand side and to be an exponent of whatever is at the right hand side. Okay. So that's what we have done. And remember the laws of logarithm. Whenever they are adding, you multiply. Right, so we are going to multiply log x cubed plus log 3, right? So it will be so this will pull out the log, then multiply the numbers in front of the log, right? So we multiply 3x by what? X cubed. So I had 3x cubed equal to log what? 81. Okay, so let's proceed. So anytime you are having such equation and have log 3x cubed equal to log 81, we need, they say you solve for the value of x, so we have to solve. So what we'll do is we'll take anti-log. Anti-log means we just take off the log. We are afraid of anti-malaria. So you say anti-log means what? We introduce anti-log what? To take off what? The log. Right, so the log will divide the log. Right, so if you take anti-log, we'll have 3. So we take anti-log of what? Both sides to get what? 3x cubed equal to what? 81. Right. Okay, so let's proceed. So I need my x. I'll divide both sides by 3. So I have my 3x cubed. This one, I have my x cubed is equal to what? 27. Right. So x will be equal to, I'll take third root of what? 27. Which should be what? So I'm done for the first example. Okay, so this is example 1. Right. So let's move on to the example 2. So the example 2 will solve one that involves quadratic, right? So this is our example 2. Log into bracket 5x plus 6 equal to 2 log into bracket 5x minus 6. So as I said earlier on, anytime you have any log challenge or any log question and there is a number or variable in front of the log, you let it be an exponent of whatever is in front of what? Of the log. So the 2 is at the back of the log. You make it exponent at, you make it exponent here. So we'll have so these 2 will be an exponent here, which is here. So now I have log into bracket 5x plus 6 bracket close is equal to log into bracket 5x minus 6 bracket close, all squared, right? So I'll take anti-log of both sides, then I'll left with my equation, then I proceed. So I'll have So I've taken anti-log of both sides. So I now have 5x plus 6. So we have to expand board mass, we have to expand this bracket, right? Okay, so let's do the expansion. So there are several ways of doing it, so but I prefer the easiest one. So this one will square it, then 2 multiply whatever is in the bracket, then the 6 will square it. So 5x squared, I'll get 25x squared. 2 times 5x times negative 6. So 2 times 5x, I'll get 10x. Then 10x times negative 6, I'll get what? Negative 60x. Then negative 6 squared, I'll get 36, positive 36. So after expanding it, 5x minus 6 all squared, I have 25x squared minus 60s plus what? 36, right? So from here, I'll group like terms, then I'll proceed. So this thing, however you try to do it, you get the same answer. Either you're moving this one to this side, or however you want to treat it. Just by the way, if you handle it well, you get what? The same answer, right? So however you manipulate it, it's based on what? Your understanding. Okay, so we'll bring all of them and then equate it to 0. So this one it becomes negative 25x squared. Here become positive, and I'll add this 5x to it. Then negative 36, I'll add this 6x positive plus 6 equal to what? 0. Right. So now let me simplify my like terms. So I now have negative 25x squared plus 65x minus 30 equal to what? 0, right? Okay, so let me, 5 can break it down. The next time you are solving any problem, you see that you can break it down for easier what? Manipulation, right? Because sometimes it's difficult to work with big numbers. So 5 can divide. So here I'll get 5 will divide 25. 5. So I have negative 5x squared plus 5 will divide 65, 13 minus 5 will divide 36. Okay. So here let me multiply true by negative so that here will be positive so that I can easily simplify. So I'll multiply true by negative. So here will be 5x squared minus 13x plus 6 equal to 0. You get this. If you work with, you get the same as before. Easier working with positive number. Let's make it like this. So now we have our quadratic equation. So in solving quadratic equation, you multiply the 5, whatever is in front of the S squared, plus whatever the C, so the A times the C. So 5 times 6 will be 30. So what two numbers for which if I multiply, I'll get 30. If I add, I'll get 13. Two numbers for which if I multiply, I'll get positive 30. If I add, I'll get negative 10. So my factors will be negative 10, negative 3. So whatever I'll see this 13, I'll write what? Negative 10, negative what? 3. Because if I multiply negative 10 by negative 3, I'll get what? Positive 30. If I add negative 10 and negative 3, I'll get negative what? 13. So now I'll group like terms and simplify. So the common factor is 5. 5x. Okay, x minus 2. The common factor is 3. Okay, so now I'll pick 5x minus 3. So it means either this one equal to 0 or this one equal to 0, both is equal to 0. So I'll equate each of them to what? 0. Then I'll pick this one too. So therefore, S is equal to 5 over 3 or what? Positive 2. That's what I'm done. Okay, so this is an example of what? Logarithm equation, which is in the form of what? Quadratic. Okay, so let's move to example 3, right? So example 3. So please take your time, go through. It's not difficult, right? Take your time and go through. You will understand it. It's not difficult at all. Okay, so let's take note of this question. So example 3, log x plus 1, bracket close into bracket, plus log into bracket 2x minus 8 equal to log 2. Please take note of this. So it's equal to 2. Take note of this 2. And as I told you, whenever you are working in any base and there is no base, we are working in base 10. So please take note of this 2. Here there's a log, here there's not a log, but here there's no log. Right? So we are working in base 2, base 10, sorry. We are working in base 10. So which number to the base 10 will give you 2? I'm repeating it again. Which number or log of what number to the base 10 will give you 2? For example, log 10 to the base 10 equal to 1. Right? Log 100 to the base 10 will equal to what? 2. Which is log 10 squared 10. Then you simplify it to be 2 log 10 to the base 10. If you know log 10 base 10 is 1, which will give us what? 2. So here instead of 2, you write log 100. Right, so please, if the base is not, let's say if you are also working in base 3, and you are giving equal to, you will take an example for which the base is not 10, then you know how to handle it. So please, anytime you are working and there is a number, you have to check the base in which you are working with. Then you find out which number or log to which number will give you the given number. So here we have realized that, we have come out that log 100 to the base 10 will give us 2. So whatever we see 2, we'll write log 100 to the base what? 10. Please take note. Anytime you are working, you see only a number, take note over there. Because we are working with log, but here there is no log. We only have what? A number. So you have to manipulate the number, or you have to convert the number what? Into log. We have learned this earlier on. Right, okay. So here we have solution. So here instead of writing 2, I write log to the base, log 100 to the base 10, so that all of them will be what? In log. Right, then I can proceed to apply my rules and my laws to solve it. Right, so this is the first thing you do. You convert this one to what? To a log form. Okay, so I'll take antilog of both sides. So here they are adding, so they multiply. I can express 100 as 10 squared. Right, okay. So now I'll have take antilog of what? Both sides. So now let me expand and what? Simplify. So I'm expanding. So this one multiply this, I'll get 2x squared. This one multiply this, I'll get negative 8x. This one multiply this, I'll get plus 2x. This one multiply this, I'll get what? Negative 8 equal to what? 10 square, which is what? 100. Okay, so now I'll group like terms and continue. So this 2x squared. This one I'll get positive, sorry, still negative 6x. I'll move this one here, which will be negative 108 equal to what? 0. Right. So as I said, this one, the numbers are 2 can divide through. Right. So I'll divide both sides by 2, which I'll get x squared minus 3x minus 50 what? 4. 54 equal to 0. Right. So I've gotten a quadratic equation. I have to simplify. So as you know, when you get a quadratic equation and you want to simplify, so x squared minus 3x minus 54 equals 0. So this we have 1 here. 1 times negative 54, 2 numbers for which if you multiply you get negative 54, if you add you get negative 3. It's 6 and 9. Negative 9 plus 6. If I add, I'll get negative 3. If I multiply, I'll get negative 54. So my factors is negative 9 and positive 6. So now I'll factor out here 9. I'll factor x. Here too I'll factor 6. Okay, so that's it. So my x equal to negative 6 or x equal to what? 9. So place this for that. So today we are only solving examples, right? Okay, so let's take our example 4, right? Then I'll give you some trial work. Then we'll take another one or two examples, then we'll call it a day, right? So let's take an example first. There are different examples for the purpose of understanding. So let's take example 4. Okay, so this one is negative. The other one we're doing, it was positive. Here is what? It's negative. And here we have what? 1. Without any log sign. So you have to know what you're supposed to do, right? Okay, so which you know you are working what? Base 10. But we didn't write any base. So since we are working base 10, log to which number base 10 will give you 1, right? And we know that log 10 to the base 10 equal to what? 1. So instead of 1, we write what? Log 10. Because it's base 10, so we don't write the base, right? Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so we'll take anti-log, right? And since here they are subtracting, you know the rule, you divide, right? So we have we're going to take the anti-log. So to just left with the numbers. So now we have 10x plus 20 all over 2x minus 6 equal to 10. That's very simple. Since it's equal to 10, we do what? Cross multiplication, then we proceed, right? So do cross multiplication. So this one is over 1. We know that any fraction is over any number that is over 1. So this multiply this will multiply. So I have my 10x plus 20 equal to 2x minus 6. So this one multiply the 10 times what? 10. So I have my 10x plus 20 equal to, so this will multiply the 10, this one, so I have my 20x minus what? 60. So from here I'll group like terms and what? Proceed. So 10x, this 20x move to the left hand side, which becomes what? Negative. minus 20x. This one move to the other side, which will also becomes what? Negative. Negative 16. 84. My s is equal to 8. This one is very simple. Very, very simple. So very simple. You group like terms, then you simplify it. Very simple. So try this once. Involving the example that we have been doing. So try this in your notebook, please. So try this 3 work in your notebook, right? So let's move to other forms of example, right? So let's take other forms of. Today I just solving questions. You are not doing much. Okay, so we'll take other forms of example of the log. We are almost done. So they say given that okay, so they say we should given that log 2 is equal to 0.3010. Then log 5 is equal to 0.6990. And log 7 is 0.8451. So they say given that we should find or should calculate log 35, log 2.8, then log what? 50. So I'll do the first two, then you do the third one. So log 35. So solution. Now we have been given log 2, log 5, and log 7, right? And you said log 35. So, and we don't have log 35 here. So what will we do? Or how each of these numbers can we add, can we multiply, can we subtract, or can we divide to get log what? 35. Right. So if you check 5 multiplied by 7 or 7 multiplied by 5, you get 35. Anyway, no, multiplication is commutative. Right. So anyway, so either log 7 times 5 or log 5 times 7, you get the same thing. So instead of log 35, this is the same as what? A log of 5 times what? 7. Right. And we know log when they are multiplying. So this one I will get log of 5 plus log of what? 7. It's very simple. Now I know I have log 5, so I know log 5. 0.6990 plus log 7. 0.8451. And use your calculator to punch it, and you get 1.5441. So that's all very simple. Very, very simple. Right. So let's take the second one, log 2.8. So here is fraction. So how can we express fraction into decimal? So this one will get so we have log 28 over 10. Right. Okay, so 28 2. How can we manipulate it to get what has been given to us? Log 2, log 5, log 7. Right, so 28, I know that 4 times 7 or 7 times 4 will give me what? 28. Right, so I'll have this one. It can be written as log of 4 times what? 7 all over what? 10. Then I know that when they are multiplying, the laws of log, you what? You add them. So I have log of 4 plus log of 7. They are dividing. So here you what? You subtract minus log of what? 10. So 2. I don't have log 4 there, but I have log 2 here. Now I know that 2 square is what? 4. So I have log of 2 square plus log of 7 minus log 10. You know that we are working with 10, right? So here I'll rewrite it as 2 log 2 plus log of 7 minus 10, log of 10. So here I'll have, I know log 2, so 2 multiply 0.3010 bracket close, and log 7 is 0.8451. Log 10 to the base 10 is what? Minus 1. Right, so if you use your calculator to do your computation, the final answer will be 447. So that's all. So do this one. So 50. Each of the numbers we multiply to get 50. Or even here they are dividing. Log 50 minus log 40. So they will divide. Then 4, this 0 cancel this 0. So you get log 5 over log 4. You have log 5 here. Log 4 is what? 2 square, as I did here. So it's very simple. They are dividing. So they are subtracting. So you divide. If you divide, you get log 5 over log 4. Then you simplify from that part. Very simple. Let's take. Okay, so that's our last example. So let's take some questions for which you are supposed to submit when you are reporting to school. God willing, today's week we are done with our vacations. We have exhausted all of it. We are just left with what? Today is 10th. Today's week will be 3rd. Today is 3rd, sorry. Today's week will be 10th. We'll be reporting on the 10th. So you do this one too on official sheet as you did that one for indices. Please take your time and write the notes into your notebook. If you don't understand anything, send me a message on either the YouTube or on our WhatsApp platform. Please inform your friends to go through the notes, whatever you have done. Inform them to go through, because as I said, I won't treat these topics again. Indices and logarithm, you're almost done with them. Please take your time, watch the video and write the notes into your notebook. So, assignment. Number 1. Okay, so these are the assignments. You do it in your official sheet. Then when you are reporting to school, God willing on the 10th, you submit it. So thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your vacation until we meet again. Bye bye.